Authentication can mean more. Multi-factor authentication. 3 items are considered factors: what you carry, whether that's keys, an ID card, or a phone; what you are, a retinal scan or a fingerprint; and what you know, a password. Yesterday, I was doing an install, as I mentioned, and it required a retinal scan to get into the server room. And I approved deeply because, yeah, I need somebody looking at me while I'm playing with your servers. Make sure I'm not doing anything bad. So using more levels increases security. One example is you enter the password, then you enter a passcode sent via text or email to phone. And strong passwords are key. We were talking about this morning. We have made it very, very difficult to remember your passwords, and yet very easy to crack. So this is an estimate according to Verizon's 2021 data breach investigation report. 12 characters, 25 seconds if it's numbers only. If it's lowercase letters, 3 weeks. 13 characters, 4 minutes in a year. 14 characters, suddenly, if it's lowercase only, you're at 51 years. So we tend to recommend 12 characters if it's random. So if you're using a password wallet to generate it, or a minimum of 16 characters if it's something that is easier to remember.
Yeah, and those pseudo-randomly generated passwords usually include different character sets. You usually have a much larger alphabet you're dealing with, including symbols. So you have a much larger alphabet, so these numbers are way bigger for pseudo-randomly generated ones. When you're talking about numbers and only lowercase, no one would ever recommend that, especially if you have a good password policy and it's enforced via, for example, Active Directory. You probably can't even do this. But this is food for thought in terms of how increasing the complexity increases the time to crack.
And for what it's worth, cracking a Wi-Fi password these days, they're saying that it takes 300 years. Hashcat, which I've played with more than a little bit, didn't take that long to crack my password, and it's not a bad one. It uses upper and lower case, it uses numbers and letters, it's not words. Doesn't matter, it still didn't take that long to crack. Two-factor authentication, again, helps with a password and passcode. And then check if you've been pwned. HaveIBeenPwned.com is a wonderful resource because they keep track of all of the big break-ins.